If you're a working videographer, you probably have a bag like this one or like this one. Both of them are great options and they come with dividers and pouches to put all of your gear in, but I have a couple of issues with them. First of all, a nice high quality duffel style bag like this one can cost upwards of $300, and cheaper bags like this one have flimsy dividers that don't hold your gear properly. To mostly fix the issue, I made some custom dividers out of foam which actually protect your gear properly. Because they're custom made, they fit perfectly in the bag, and they're surprisingly easy and cheap to make. But a bag like this is already pretty cheap, so to show you that you can actually save money with this technique, today we're gonna do it with a full-size duffel bag. A 30 to 40 liter bag like this is pretty cheap and easy to find online, and it's about the perfect size to fit most people's camera kits. We chose this high quality bag from Highland Tactical because we found it on sale in a local store. We'll leave a link for this bag in the video description in case you want this exact one, but we'll also share with you other cheaper options. No matter the bag you choose, we recommend getting one with multiple pouches, a water bottle holder, and side extensions to make it bigger. Just make sure that you buy a duffel bag with thick canvas that can actually hold itself up. So now that you chose your own duffel bag, let's start the project. Our material of choice for the dividers will be these puzzle piece floor mats, which you can find in most hardware stores and on Amazon. These come with a texture on one side, but if you don't like the texture, you can just search for 10mm EVA foam on Amazon and you'll get the exact same material just without the texture. You can also find EVA foam without the texture at your local craft store because it's often used to make costumes. Apart from the floor mats, here is everything you'll need to complete the project. To get the inside dimensions of the bag, you'll need a tape measure. Then to trace the parts on the foam, you'll need a Sharpie and a straight edge. Then to cut the pieces, you'll need a box cutter and a knife sharpener if you don't have a fresh blade. To glue the pieces together, you can use super glue or a high temp hot glue gun. And finally, so your dividers hold themselves together, you're gonna need self-adhering hook and loop. So the first step is to open up your bag and measure the inside dimensions.
When measuring the inside of your bag, it's better to go slightly smaller than the space you actually have, so it's easy to fit your foam box inside afterwards.
So now that we have our dimensions, let's unwrap the foam and trace our parts. If you're using puzzle piece floor mats, just remove the edge pieces because we won't need them.
Here, we're making a box without a top, so using the dimensions you took earlier, carefully trace the bottom, the sides, and the front and back of your box on the floor mats. Take your time to be accurate and use a straight edge.
So now all of our pieces are traced. We have the bottom, the front, the back, and the sides. When tracing your parts, just make sure you account for the thickness of the foam because we're making a box and some parts are gonna overlap each other. So you're gonna have to subtract the thickness of the foam from your measurements on both sides of the parts on some of those parts. Now it's time to cut our parts from the foam, and for that you're gonna need a box cutter with a fresh blade. Even if you have a fresh blade, it's always good to have a knife sharpener because when cutting foam, the blade dulls really fast. Cutting thick foam like this can be difficult, so I'm gonna show you the best way to do it. First, you want to slide open your blade a bit more than halfway, just like so. And when you get to cutting, you don't want your blade to be straight up and down like this. You want to angle your blade as shallow as it can go, and then just do your cut. Cutting straight lines can also be difficult, so using a metal ruler to put your box cutter up against is a good idea. Finally, when doing your cuts, make sure you hold the knife straight and not at an angle like this. Also, go slow and be careful because with a sharp knife like this, you can easily cut through your fingers. So now that all of our pieces are cut, we can start to see how the box is gonna take shape. Just like this. And to glue all of those parts together, the best glue to do so is contact cement, but we won't be using that today because it's hard to use and it's super toxic to breathe in. So instead, we'll be using high temp hot glue for most of our joints and we'll reinforce them with super glue. With our hot glue gun heated up, let's start gluing the parts together.
This is the most difficult step of the project. It might look easy, but I've been making costumes for over 6 years, so gluing foam together cleanly is nothing new to me. Take your time and glue small sections at a time.
Okay, so now we have a nice clean foam box, and before reinforcing the inside with super glue, we're going to reinforce the outside with hot glue because you won't see it inside the bag.
To squish down the excess glue, you can push a metal ruler on the joint and leave it there until the glue is completely dry. Don't do this with a plastic ruler as it's just gonna fuse the glue. You can also just spread the glue with a scrap piece of foam.
With that done, let's reinforce the inside with super glue. With our box finished, let's test fit it inside the bag. So I was able to get it in and it fits perfectly. It was difficult to push it in because the opening on the top of our bag is pretty small, but because it's EVA foam, you can just deform it and push it into place. So now you can take out your self-adhering hook and loop, and we'll put some all around the inside of the box. With a Sharpie and a ruler, I just traced where I'm going to put the upper strip of Velcro around the inside of the box, and the lower strip of Velcro is going to go right at the bottom. So now it's just a matter of cutting the Velcro and hot gluing it inside the box.
Here, try not to add too much glue as we don't want it to squeeze out from under the Velcro and ruin the clean look.
So now that all the Velcro is glued inside the box, we're gonna make separators with more of our EVA foam, and then we're just gonna add Velcro all around them.
We decided to make our separators 6 inches high because most of our lenses and other gear is slightly shorter than that. We made 2 big separators, 2 smaller ones, and 2 very short ones to keep each of our lenses in its own section. Then we just wrapped our Velcro around the top and bottom of each separator so that they can stick to each other in any position.
So here are our 6 dividers that we made. We made 3 different sizes and they easily fit inside of the box, just like so, and they hold really well. So at this point, you're pretty much finished. You can put the box inside of your bag, insert your dividers, and organize all of your gear. So this is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed it, you can leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more cool videos like this one. Until then, we'll see you later. Bye-bye.